qualifying section is now embargoed for tomorrow, please. I will let you thrash out exactly what time that is on our embargo chat group. So Tom Gary, please, for the Telegraph.
Thanks, Wendy. Hi, Hege. Please, can I firstly ask whether you've decided who will captain the side in Steph's absence, who will wear the armband?
That's the discussion, since we now know for sure that Steph is not coming. It's been back and forth a little bit. Now it's decided, so we go into that and with the discussion who that's gonna be. So as soon as we have that, we will of course give you all information. Okay, on a different topic, am I correct to assume that all of the 24 players named in the squad today are on your 35-player shortlist for the Team GB squad, or is there anybody who is in this squad for England who is not on the possible squad for GB? No, that's correct. Everyone is on the shortlist. Okay, and I know you said earlier that it was a mistake, and you've apologised regarding the calls that some players had regarding the shortlist. Can you give us a bit more kind of detail on that? It was a bit unclear at the time. Did you call the players before that match, or was that somebody else in the camp who made those calls, and how did that come about? Well, we that was sent out a couple of hours before the game, so that shouldn't happen. That was a miscommunication, and it just it should not have happened. So after the game, David Faulkner called the club. I called the club and also the player. So just to apologize for timing of that email sent to them. Thank you. And how did Hannah Hampton seem? Is she doing okay now? Have you spoken to her since? And what hope can you give her, maybe that she could rejoin the squad in the future? Well, when I spoke to her, I said that was the message, that she will be a part of this going forward. Young talented goalkeeper coming up, so it will be ups and downs. But keep fighting, and she was okay. Of course, disappointed, and as she should. But that should just motivate her more to fight for the squad in the future. Thank you very much. Safe journey to France. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Could we go next to Ami Ruskai for goal? Thank you.
Hi, Hege. I just wanted to ask a little bit more about the goalkeeping situation. I think some people maybe thought it would be Roebuck and McKeever. And, is there something you're still thinking about, whether the dynamic of the goalkeepers for this summer, whether you'll take a young one, an experienced one, or a different combination?
Yeah, no, that's the discussion we have, and that's why we now bring two experienced goalkeeper alongside that, so we can, when we make the decision, we have all the information that we want to make a clear decision of who will be the best going into the Olympics.
And one of those goalkeepers that's not really been involved with England recently is Mary Earps. Obviously played in front of like 90,000 people nearly at Wembley. Is there anything you can say about her England future, maybe?
She's also in the future discussions and performing well for Manchester United, and that's, yeah, it's fortunate for England now to have this many goalkeepers to pick. So I think that will be in the future growing for England going forward.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ami. I can't see any other hands raised, so if there are further questions, if you could raise your hand. Thank you. Glenn Moore for the eye. I think you're on mute, Glenn, sorry.
It's just to follow up on that, really. I mean, the goalkeepers is the one decision that I think most people are surprised by. Is the assumption that Karen Barsley, for example, who has barely played for a couple of years, will get enough games for OL Reign to be match fit should she be in the Olympic squad? And obviously, Carly's not played very much either.
Well, that's why we want to bring them in to see now. And Karen moved to the US just to get a fresh new start. And for us to have a look at both of them.
And in terms of were you involved in the choice of the two teams? Because obviously France and they present quite different challenges in a way. We very much struggled to score against Canada in recent years. In fact, everybody has struggled to score against Canada in recent years, whereas the French are a much more open team to play against.
The decision of who we're going to meet was the FA working to get two good opponent, and France away will give us a big challenge as the third best team in the world, and Canada coming to England as a eighth world best team. So it will give us, even though they play not as similar, they have a similarity that we can look into how we're going to perform against both of those teams.
Finally, if the France game is called off, obviously there's a possibility A, of their players having COVID, and B, the government here shutting the border to France. Is the assumption we're just a more training time at St George's?
Yeah, if of course we're planning for plan A to play France. If that won't happen, then we have a plan B, staying at St George's Park and have a plan B there.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Could I go to Louise Taylor for The Guardian, please? Hi, Louise.
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Hege. Hi. I was wondering about Izzy Christiansen at Everton, who was very much part of the England squad before she had an injury, played for Lyon, albeit briefly. Is she still part of your wider plans or not?
I cannot, we follow her as we follow all the players. And that's how much I can say right now without going into details.
And has it been quite frustrating for you coming into this job with the social distancing protocols? Does that impede you in doing the job at all, or have you got used to it?
It's the world we're living in right now, but of course, like, it's challenging to not be able to collectively be a group and work closely. Always the distance, always the team meeting, or cannot dine together, or so. It's the first camp in February were very strict. Hopefully a little bit less now, but still we take it really seriously. Of course, we are fortunate to be able to have a camp and be able to have 2 games. So we are happy about that and try to follow the rules that we have. So
do people sort of have to eat in their rooms or just spread out? Or
we did that for February. Hopefully it's a little bit better this time. But we don't know how it will be in the Olympics. So it's kind of good preparation. And if it doesn't happen and we can meet like the whole group, then it's heaven for us. So we prepare for the worst and then hopefully be able to have more of a social binding as well.
That's great. Thank you very much, Hege. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Could I go to Isabel Barker for The Sun, please?
Hege, thanks so much for your time. Enya Luko recently said that it was a bit concerning, kind of the lack of diversity across England, the England team and the WSL. Obviously, with the women's side, I think 23 of the 24 players are white, and with the men's side, there's considerably more black players from ethnic minorities. Obviously, you coached in lots of different countries. Do you feel England has a bit of a problem with representation in women's football, particularly, and kind of that link between inner city academies and that kind of talent pool?
I like what's going on in the youth. I cannot answer quite as to the point. Like coaching on the elite level, I think the talented is the most important, and we just need to be open as a club to have everyone that wants to play have a chance to play, and you choose the talent coming in. I don't know.
So much. Cheers.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thank you, Isabel. Could I go to Catherine Eto now, freelance? Thank you.
Hi, Hege. Can I just ask you what you think that Lotta brings to the team and to the group, and how impressed you've been with her performances, please?
She's also one that stepped out, went to the US to kind of take advantage of the physicality that they do more so in the US. And coming back and see her play for Arsenal, her consistency, performance, and she did well in the camp, I must say. So she's mature, even though she's young. So she seems calm and focused.
Okay, thank you. And with Beth Mead, was it as much about her attitude to not being included as much as her performances when she came in? Were you as impressed by her attitude when she wasn't included and working her way back in, sort of thing?
Yeah, she had a great attitude coming in. She obviously was disappointed when the squad was announced, and she worked hard for the club. When I called her, she was so eager to come in, and she came in positive, and she worked hard. So that was a good response.
Okay, thank you. Good luck.
Thank you, Catherine. Could I go next to Pete Lansley, please, for the University of Derby?
Hello, Hege. I just wanted to ask you on the process for selecting a captain. First of all, is it something that you will discuss with the whole group, with the players, and ask their view? And then secondly, if it's mainly your call and your staff, then will you go on sheer experience and the number of caps and the age? Do you want a certain starter, for example?
First, we don't bring the players into that discussion. That will be the coaching staff, with also some psychologist discussion. So we know that the captain that we choose can be the captain for the whole team, younger and the more experienced player, and also that we trust as a coaching staff to be our discussions, that you can get both sides of all the discussion that we have with the captain.
And will you have a view to the longer term when you make the selection? Because Steph at 32 or whatever she is now hasn't got forever ahead of her.
That will also be a discussion going forward. The captain, but also do we bring the co-captain, one or two, younger, older, age, how they fit. So the captain, team of captain can represent the whole team.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pip.